Hello, my name is Ariel at the Soft Life Oracle, and I'm here to channel a message for you today. Um, I kind of was already picking up on the theme of this message as I was walking my dog. So, what I want to say is that it's a little bit of a familiar phrase, but it's been changed slightly. So, you know the phrase like, good things happen when you least expect it? I want to edit it and I want to say that good things happen even when you don't expect it. Okay. So that's an important part of the message. So the next thing that I'm being called to share is a little bit complicated. So as a channeler, I would say I often work with like the field of probability. When I channel messages, I try not to inject any specific like spiritual belief on it because I believe that as a person experiencing life, there's a certain amount of information that you're supposed to project onto your own experience, and those are your like unique spiritual beliefs. And they're things that are sensitive, they're probably soft, they're probably developing, they probably change and they ebb and flow. And they're not for anybody else to dictate or determine for you. So I just wanted to get that message out there real quick. Okay. So the image I had in my mind, I'm waiting until like there's enough energy to talk about it. So it might come up a little bit later. Let's pull some cards in the interim. Oh, what I want to say though. Okay, this is worth a show and tell. I'll be right back. This is like literally the inspiration of the title of this YouTube video. So I have the opportunity to live on a property that has lots of fruiting plants, and I've really been enjoying it like so much. I developed an affinity for this plant called like a loquat, and it's like my favorite fruit that I just discovered now in my 30s. And here it is right here. The reason this is special is because this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but there are two huge loquat trees on my property. And I like to go down to the trees in the evening and pick up a couple pieces of fruit and eat them, and they're so delicious. And one day after dinner, I was getting ready to go down and pick the fruit. And mind you, like, I have not grown up around fruiting trees. I am a noob. So I don't understand the concept of seasons. So when I tell you I get down there and there's no fruit on these trees, I think it's some type of conspiracy. I think that somebody has hijacked all of the fruit that they haven't told me, that I was like, what? Why? You know what I mean? Like, why is it gone? Because I had no clue. I had no like idea of like seasons and fruiting trees, and that the fact that like sometimes things are like only in a limited window. Like I just didn't know that. And I literally cried. Like I was so hurt. I have this like inkling where it's like, oh, I want to blame my cycle. Yeah, was I probably about to bleed? Probably, but honestly, those feelings are still fucking real. Like the feelings that come up during your luteal phase, like they're not fake. They're just kind of coming up like for you to pay attention and to write them down. Because even though like the things in your life may not bother you as much as when you're in your luteal phase, they're really like want to help you like improve your life. So it's like, ooh, pay attention to these things, because you remember like that background buzzing feeling you have of like discomfort. Well, you could maybe have the opportunity to like address some of those things. But anyway, this is an out of season loquat. And I'm super duper duper happy about it. It was just like a little unexpected treat. So I guess I'm gonna eat this later off camera. I hate to say it. Frickin' Cheryl Lee Harnish, where are you? Is this gonna be like a joke with my YouTube videos where I'm just constantly like, Cheryl Lee Harnish, where did you go? I miss you. Anyway, Cheryl Lee Harnish, as she has said, as she has manifested, she's one of the greatest reader on YouTube. I remember her saying that. And, you know, there's a lot of truth to that. So I have a couple of her oracle decks. And while Cheryl is gone, I just want to embody some of Cheryl's spirit, okay? Okay, so the card that came out, the number 32. It's kind of weird, like I don't want to say I'm new to channeling because it's like stuff I've already done. I'm new to publicly doing it. I'm new to coming to my own terms of understanding with it. And part of what I'm learning is there might be a message, but I don't want to force the message. Like, even if I think it might come out right now, like, it's not for me to force. Okay, I might have gotten a reason why. So I think that message that I was going to deliver about the field of probability might be for a smaller audience. So I might end up just sharing that with my paid subscribers on Substack. Sometimes messages want to come out in a more like intimate setting. And I think that some of those like fabric of reality things that I've been channeling are for a more specific audience. People who are like prepared to hear that information. And so the way I see my paid Substack is it's a little bit like a letter of consent, like you're consenting to receiving this information. That's my best way of describing the paywall. And obviously I don't have as many like followers, or the options are different on YouTube, so I can't make like a paywall for YouTube yet. It'll probably have one in the future, and I guess I'm just trying to learn like the purpose of those different containers, right? Because the importance of like setting up an environment and a container to succeed is like a really important aspect of my work right now. So the two oracle cards we got are 32. This is very cool, very psychedelic. It's giving eyes and the ocean and octopus, and I don't know what the card means. And this one has a very different vibe. It's like much more structured. So let's look up the first one, 32. 32. I got a message from myself. You choose your words, you know? Okay. So card number 32 is called Nurturing Universe. This card encompasses all aspects of being divinely nurtured and supported. It calls to allow the full flow of loving energy within you to nurture and support you. The spiraling healing energy is available to you at all times. It surrounds you and embraces you. You are never alone on your journey. You are always supported and cared for. This nurturing feminine energy calls you to her arms. Rest with her for a while. Let her soothe your heart, heal your wounds, and guide you gently and lovingly on your path. I love the slowdown in that message. And I think that when I saw this, I did initially think it might be some type of message about masculine and feminine, just because we can see the structure and the container in one, and then we can see the kind of free-flowing nature of the other. So when I'm referring to masculine and feminine, it's not gender society roles. It's just kind of a shortcut phrase to explain like a certain energetic that I'm trying to talk about, because this is important not just like externally, but it's important like internally, as far as like maybe like a lot of us have been forced to overwork our masculine natures. So that's the thing. It's like certainty. That's like masculine nature. Boundaries, like walls, container setting, like predicting outcome kind of thing, right? It's just structured, and we're not demonizing the masculine. There's a purpose for the structure, and it's to create safety, because oftentimes like boundaries and structure are the things creating safety, so that you can have access to more of this free-flowing spirit. And I think that if you have a sensitive relationship with masculine and feminine energies, even within yourself, you can have the tendency to tell yourself one is more important than the other. But in the true Tao, like, one does not exist without the other. Like, literally, the masculine and feminine nature is one of the most profound and important parts of being able to experience a localized reality. Okay. And yeah, like, this is reminding me, like, part of that message that I'm saving for later, for a different tier, has a lot to do with what's considered localized reality, and I don't remember what I called the other reality, but closer to collective kind of consciousness experience. That article is also on my Substack if you want to check it out. So it's been doing a lot of things. That channeled essay has been pulling a lot of work. It's one of those things that kind of allowed AI to start understanding what I was talking about when I was talking about channeling, because I was having frustrations, because I think that this isn't really like a defined realm of work yet, or if it is, it's misunderstood because it gets kind of grouped under like all spirituality, and it's not that channeling is like inherently a spiritual experience, or that it inherently has spiritual overlays. Like, that's up to you to determine where you think the stuff comes from, because the truth is, regardless of where you think it comes from, you can't deny its existence, and it pops through in lots of different forms of consciousness, like scientific discoveries. Like, I always hold this one thing in mind, where it's like sometimes we think our ideas are so unique, but like they're not. And whatever is meant to be expressed is going to be expressed through like the most appropriate container at the time. So you might have a bunch of scientists or mathematicians all working on trying to solve this like formula, and they're across the world, you know what I mean? And they're all like racing to like get this thing out, but it comes out of somewhere first. And it doesn't mean that other angles won't come out from another source later. But that's the point, is like, maybe from under here, it was all connected to like this root sensation, and then it started branching out, right? So maybe you got to see some of that first because, yeah, that person made it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it will start branching out. And that's also like an important message that has been coming up, where it's like, we're trying to collapse the fear of like branching out, because the branching out is an important part of nature. So a lot of us kind of want to stay in this like tree trunk of like guidelines of, my school's teaching me to be this, so I'm going to be this, and in this case it's like acupuncturist, like my school's teaching me to become the acupuncturist, you know what I mean? But in the words of Mulan, we can't all be acupuncturists. Like, even if you go to acupuncture school, you have to start branching out and developing your own relationship with the medicine. And it can look as little or as much like the medicine that you're being taught in a formal environment. Okay, so now that came out, this is definitely going on my full moon card reading, because I think that was part of the card reading. So that makes my Virgo rising brain feel abundantly happy, because now I get to be aesthetic and put this video in that newsletter. Okay, so I'm going to read this one card before I pop off the line, pop off the internet. Okay, so number 35. Stupid. Okay, the Royal Order. Okay, that makes so much sense. We play an important role in each other's lives. We aid each other on the journey to oneness and ascension. Before we can play an integral role in helping others, we have to first take care of ourselves. The Royal Order is about keeping within the divine order of life. Oh shit. Okay. This is like part of the imagery that I was. Forget about it. Anyway. Be sure to care for your physical vessel, that is you. It needs to run and function properly. You have an important part to play in the lives of others, so make sure you take care of yourself first. Okay, so along the lines of taking care of yourself first, that is the end of this channeled message for today. I hope you appreciated it. I hope you learned something. If you are following me from Substack, I would love to get a comment from you guys, how you feel about this video. I'm just trying to make more videos again. Because if you have a channel and the channel could be inside of you, that's your connection to source. It needs an outlet. You know what I mean? So I hope that you discover your outlet. And if you need any help discovering your outlet, you can book a one-on-one session with me. All right. Love you so much. Have a great day. Happy full moon. What sign is it in? I don't know. I think it's an earth sign. Is it in Virgo? We'll figure it out after this. Bye.